It is official that The Valley Season 2 is going to be excellent television because this headline drops. Brittany Cartwright was shown graphic texts between Jax Taylor and another woman at the Valley finale party. Traumatizing for Brittany, but that is gonna be good. Apparently, she was shown on camera graphic and explicit text messages between Jax and another woman while cameras were rolling. Jax has been spending time with several different women who he meets at his bar or at the gym, which is upsetting for those close to him because he isn't focused on getting the help he needs. He can do what he wants, but of course it hurts Brittany. This is going to be so good. As the Valley casts filmed their finale over the weekend, fans circulated a photo of Jax getting close to an unknown woman. Brittany clarified via Instagram comment that it wasn't her, writing, "That's definitely not me. I don't want him in my face." According to the source, the woman in question is someone Jax started seeing from his gym. He is single, but it's hard for Brittany and those close to Jax to see his actions. That said, he loves his son and has been a good dad to their 3-year-old Cruz. All right. So I think it's kind of going with what I was saying. And another one. I got another juicy one. This was posted and deleted by Brock. Brock posts this to his stories. It's a screenshot of a comment someone left that said, Brock could have put that up in less than 5 minutes. And Jax responding to it saying, who? So Brock shares that with this caption. Considering you have me blocked means you know my name, but a refresher for you, I'm the guy that helped drop your kid off at school while you were in rehab, buddy. And then in really small writing, he says, and I use the term rehab very loosely. Yeah, so it's what I thought. This whole rehab thing and his posting about how he's been diagnosed with PTSD and what was it? Bipolar? A lot of us armchair experts were questioning, like, really, bipolar? Huh. I definitely would have thought like NPD for sure. But yeah, no, not that. Okay. If you're here for a Vanderpump Rules recap, you came to the right place. I'm sorry that I missed last week, but I had to cover Mormon Wives, and that was 8 episodes. All right. Oh my God, why am I talking so much? Okay, let's get into the recap. So we are fresh off of Lala and Stassi telling Jax to fuck off, basically, and they storm away. And Katie and Kristen come into the bar where they are, and they're like, well done. Well done, ladies. So proud of you. Kristen, though, is trashed. Trashed, not making sense. Like the girls go skinny dipping, and I'm like, I don't know if Kristen should go in the water. I feel as if that is unsafe. I feel like this is like the start of a very bad ending. You know, we've seen so many horror stories like that. Like, I don't even know. Maybe Kristen didn't even go in the water, but I was like, I don't know. Not safe. All the guys, it's interesting. All the guys and Ariana are hanging out, right? Like now she's such a girl's girl and part of the whole crew and everything, but it's interesting how much she was a guy's girl for a while. Lala and Sheena, because they're sharing a room. They're going to bed. Now Sheena is snuggling her little frog. Lala, though, takes it to another level, and for the first time, we see her with her Bubba, where she fills up a bottle, like a baby bottle, and sucks it like a baby while she watches TV. And I don't know, like, this is one of those things that she shouldn't have felt so comfortable showing us. It's like, oh, I'm sure I do all kinds of weird things that make me feel comfort. But that one, I'm like, okay, huh. But like, because then she explains in her confessional, I'm on a low dose of my anti-anxiety medication. And milk and honey soothes me like I'm a baby. Okay. All right. Ick, cringe, gross, embarrassing, right? Like, there's no getting around that. Katie and Schwartz are in bed. He is trashed and getting food all over the bed, and it's stressing me out. I'm like, get it? Ugh, I can't handle it. But then Stassi comes over and she goes, there's just nothing but smoke and freaking out because she's far from home. I'm like, how have none of you filmed this yet? How in all of these years have none of you caught this on camera? Because what I would give to see Kristen having a travel anxiety meltdown. I would love to see the chain smoking and the panicking and the pacing and the freaking out. I kind of like, I know what it's like to have anxiety when traveling. I definitely know what that's like because I am that kind of person. But I need to see Kristen in that state because Kristen is just so out loud and wild and drunk at this point. Drunk, right? And Stassi tells a story about when they were in Copenhagen that the last night Kristen was sobbing and screaming and losing her mind. So they left her in Copenhagen and went to Paris. Hilarious. Okay, after this debauchery, they have to wake up at 7:30. I don't know why I'm so darked out by Peter and James sharing a room. I don't know why. It's like I don't, it just makes me, I don't like it. I don't enjoy those two sharing a room for some reason. Okay. They cut over to Jax, who is sitting on the like balcony thing, holding his stone, looking at the sun coming up, and he's tapping his head. Yeah. I like, what are you doing, Jax? What is it that you're, I mean, are you meditating? Maybe you're meditating. I don't know. I just, to me, it feels like he's doing it to show Brittany that he's got some other thing. Like, he's like, I'm in my own thing. And then his confessional, he's like, I never thought people would be freaking out because I got a job offer. Shut up, Jax. You know what you're doing. He's so antagonizing. And then he's like, what? What? It's like, show us that fucking text messages then. The text message that offered you that job. Let me see it. Because I don't believe you for a second at all. Okay, then Brittany comes out, and I'm telling you, this whole stone, it's like a prop so that he could be like, look, I'm being deep. You don't get it. And he's like, man, last night, man, it was just so tough. You know, it was just so tough. Even Tom was like, man, you really took a big beating. I don't think I could have handled that. Oh, I'm so sure. And actually, Tom couldn't. Tom can't handle anything. But then Brittany's like so uncomfortable because he's pretending he's like some spiritual guy now. And she's like, okay, I'll just leave you to have your alone time with the beautiful view right here. Because she's trying to be like, that I got for you, that I hooked up for you. And he just goes, thank you. And then taps his head with his stone. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. She's like, bye-bye. The van ride to this water park looks like a hangover misery. And this place is packed. I don't remember it being that packed, but looking around, I'm like, oh my God, it is. I don't know. It was so much, so many people. It's weird. Ariana, Tom, and Stassi end up like hanging out at the same table. So Stassi is talking to them because it's like, well, you're here. And she's telling them about Kristen. And they're both being total dicks. Honestly, even Ariana, and I get it. Stassi is complaining about something that's like, you know, maybe not that big of a deal, especially since they were probably up, maybe not smoking, but you know, maybe smoking. They were probably up just like Kristen was. So to them, they're like, this isn't that bad, what Stassi's complaining about. However, if Stassi had said that to me, someone who does like to go to sleep when I'd like to go to sleep, yeah. And if I don't smoke too and someone else is smoking in a room, oh God, that would make me crazy. Then Kristen and Stassi do finally get to talk because Kristen's like, where did you sleep last night? Katie and Schwartz's. But she doesn't feel bad. Kristen doesn't feel bad. And in fact, she's like, it's kind of a mutual thing. You do things too. And I'm like, well, when it's as simple as I just want to go to bed, that's like, let me go to bed. You know, let me go to bed. Or like, you know, that's it. That's all I want to do. And so Stassi goes, you're just going to freak out every time you're out of your bubble. And Kristen goes, yeah, I like my bubble. This is both of our faults. Okay. What did she do? What did Stassi do though, Kristen? Like, what did she do besides say, Kristen, I want to go to bed? Yeah, that's her fault that she wanted to go to bed. Damn it. Why do we not have footage of this? Why do we not have footage of this freak out? So now Jax is in the water. Like they do their little water activity stuff. They give us those moments, those shots, but then they cut over and Jax is in the water all by himself. It's so passive aggressive. It's so like, give me attention, ask me what's wrong. And so Brittany likes to pretend she doesn't notice what Jax is doing when he does this stuff. So she tries to come over and tell him about her lemur experience and how fun it was, but obviously he's too busy pouting. And he totally gaslights her. And he's like, yeah, with the whole job thing, I thought you were on board. I didn't know you were on the fence. And Brittany's like, well, we've just been through so much lately. And he goes, yeah, I'm burnt out. And Brittany goes, and that's why I planned this vacation. Because I said when Jax is on vacation, he's a different guy. Mm-hmm. What? Come again, Brittany? What was that? Yeah, that's what I thought. He's still the same person. Alrighty. But then Sheena, back in the hotel, in the room when her and Lala are getting ready, she calls Rob. Oh my God. She goes, I told everyone I wouldn't be on my phone the whole time, but like, of course. And he goes, I would be so impressed if you all just shut your phones off and were present. And basically like, so stop calling me, stop texting me, stop constantly reaching out and enjoy yourself. She hangs up and she goes, I love him. I know you've heard of Ozempic or Wegovy, and you've probably heard three things. You've heard that they are effective, but they're also expensive and hard to get. But that is where Ro comes in. Through Ro, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredient as brand name GLP-1s at a fraction of the cost. Ro has compounded GLP-1s in stock now, and members have support throughout the entire process. If you are eligible for the medication, you have access to your provider on demand with any questions, and you can see if you qualify from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to make a doctor's appointment or commute to a doctor's office or anything. And if you are prescribed, your medication can ship directly to you in 1 to 4 days. Okay? Go to ro.co/she speaks. Memberships start at just $99 for your first month. Medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/she speaks. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information. Compounded medication is not required to and does not receive FDA review or approval, prescription only. I don't know what the science is exactly behind this, but I have been making the wild grain pasta that I got in my last box for dinner. And see, wild grain pasta is frozen. Everything you get is frozen. And wild grain is the first ever bake from frozen subscription box, because usually you got to thaw things. But there's something about the frozen pasta going into the boiling hot water that does something. I don't know if it thickens the water, it extracts more flavor. I don't know, but I have been loving it. It's helping me save money, but it's also making me feel like a chef. It's so good. I'm not even kidding. I just eat it with my vegan butter and some salt and pepper. They're so good. The linguine, I'm in heaven. I also love, because I have in the freezer still, I've got some sourdough loaves in there, just waiting to be thrown in the oven if I have company coming over. It's such a flex to be like, oh, that's just some bread baking in the oven. Again, you bake it from frozen, and it bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less. It's crazy. Your wild grain box is also very customizable, so you can enjoy any combination of breads, pastas, pastries. Oh my God, you guys, the croissants are genuinely the best croissants I've ever eaten. And Wild Grain just launched a brand new plant-based box featuring a wide selection of plant-based pastries, breads, and hand-cut pastas. For a limited time, you can get $30 off your first box, plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/she speaks to start your subscription. You heard me. Free croissants, the delicious ones in every box. And $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/she speaks. That's wildgrain.com/she speaks, or you can use promo code she speaks at checkout. Jax and Brittany are getting ready to go, and he decides to tell her, James told me about Adam. Brittany looks so uncomfortable, and I actually feel really bad for her at this point because Sheena did put her in an awkward position. she wasn't trying to flirt with Adam. And I feel bad because she doesn't want to get Sheena in trouble either. Like, she's not being a dick and she's not trying to be like, well, Sheena did it. She was like, I don't know. Sheena was just trying to make me feel good. Sheena just was like, trying to, Brittany doesn't want Jax to freak out. So she's so practiced in like trying to soften his anger. And even though like it was so fucked up of Sheena and she knows it, she's like still kind of protecting her. Like, well, whatever. This is the night they go to Sur in Mexico. It takes no time at all when they get to dinner for Sheena to get on the Rob topic. And again, it's always the TV and the hitching things and the surround sound and then she goes, listen, I'm talking. Kristen, I'm talking. I think about that all the time. Kristen, I'm talking. And they're like, yes, we know. You have literally not shut the fuck up about that. We've heard it. It's like, how do you not know you've said this already? We know. He hung a TV. Got it. Sheena. Dude, Tom calls Lisa right there, like from Sir. And when she answers, she goes, who is this? He's like, Lisa. Who is this? Did she not even have his number programmed into her phone at this point? Really? All right. Lala brings up James being bullied in school. And it's a sweet moment. We get some backstory. It gives context for a lot of who James is. But what's great is that this leads Kristen to like open up again to wounded child. I know James. I know the real James. That's who he is. You can see it like kind of brewing. So then later at the club, Schwartz is getting wasted. Tom, though, Sandoval confronts Sheena about the Adam thing. And of course, she downplays it because that's what she always does. But then Jax sits on down. And Sheena says, a bunch of us went out for drinks and I introduced Adam to the group and he might have said he has a crush on Brittany. Jax is like, well, it's the fact that you arranged a meetup. And she goes, I just wanted Brittany to let loose and have fun. I'm trying to be a friend to both of you. And they're like, how are you being a friend to Jax? Just lean into it. Just lean into it, Sheena. That's what makes it so difficult to know what you stand for. Just be like, yeah, bitch, I don't fucking like you anymore. Okay? You came from my relationship, whatever. I don't know. Sheena's confessional is, now you know what it feels like to have someone meddle in your relationship. Maybe you shouldn't have started a rumor about me and said my boyfriend doesn't love me, motherfucker. But then in the moment, in the scene, she's like, no, it wasn't like, So like Tom goes, if you invite someone who is in a relationship out so that they can see other possibilities in the world, Sheena goes, she knew why she was coming out and she came out. So now you've just thrown Brittany under the bus. Like that's actually, I didn't really notice that that's what she said until I was going to recap this. And I was like, ew. Because then Jax is like, oh, so Brittany knew it was a date. And Sheena goes, I mean, I didn't say that, but she did. She just she said that. Jax then pulls Brittany because he's pissed into the conversation. And interesting how quickly he's able to switch into making fun of Adam. Like he's trying to pretend like he's not nervous, like he's not scared, whatever. But then he's like clearly so insecure about it because he's already got the ammunition. Like, well, you're a bar back. Get the fuck out of here. What do you do? You're a bar back. Okay. What are you? As he's just been making fun of himself for being a bartender with nothing else going on. Now he's above what Adam does. I'm better than that at least. Yeah, okay, Jax. All right. But then Jax says, he goes, do you really think Brittany is going to leave me? Listen, if you wanted to leave me, you would have left me a long time ago. But it's true. Unfortunately, Brittany, this is the proof of what I said already a million times. This Mexico trip, he has no respect for her. He's looking around like, wow, Brittany really went all out for this. Like, I fucking cheated on her and I treat her like shit. And she still planned this. So I can pretty much do anything I want to her at this point. How does he not think that, right? How do you not think that? The next episode, it's interesting. It doesn't pick up from this conversation. It picks up on the beach with Kristen, Stassi, and Katie. Stassi's like, I got a good night's sleep. I took an Ambien and I passed right out. And Kristen goes, yeah, you didn't even wake up when I came in. Oh, what time did you come in? Like 8:30. Rightfully, they're like, what time? That is insane. But then Katie goes, I got to tell you something, Kristen. Schwartz came back from golf and told me that you and James hooked up 12 hours earlier. And then now we're back in the club. And it's actually cute. James speaks pretty decent Spanish to get on the turntables or whatever, in the DJ booth or whatever they call the thingy they hook it up to now. I don't know. I hate agreeing with Jax about the music sounding the same, but it does to me too. It does to me too. However, I do also agree with Jax. James is an excellent hype man. When I saw the Tom Sandoval, Tom and the Most Extras, we went mainly because James was going to be DJing after. And I'm not even kidding. There might have been seven people on the dance floor at that point, like right in front of the stage. And then there were like tall tables and stuff kind of off the stage. But this guy was going like crowd bouncing, like, yeah, get it going, as if there was a sea of people. So it's awesome to see him doing these huge shows now because he was acting like he was doing huge shows when he wasn't. That you cannot take that kid's hustle away from him. He has put in the blood, sweat, and tears to be taken seriously as a DJ. Cannot take that. And then, of course, Kristen is getting turned on watching James DJ. And then afterwards, she's like kind of flirting with him. And James is like loving it. James is like, this is hysterical. But then at one point, Kristen goes, I'm a really fun girl. James goes, yeah, we dated. Why are you telling me you're a fun girl? I feel like that's Kristen's line that she uses, like, I'm a fun girl. And like she forgot who she was talking to. What did you talk? I'm a fun girl. I know. We dated. Such a mess. Okay, 8:17 the next day. Kristen is still not in bed, and neither is James. And then we boop over to Jax and Brittany, and he tells Brittany about his Kristen and James theory. I have to say, the pillows as the evidence isn't great. I don't think that they hooked up. I really think that James finds, at this point in time on the show, finds Kristen to be not even attractive. They've been through so much. He's got Raquel or Rachel. So I do believe they didn't hook up because the pillows thing could have been anyone just wanting to sit with pillows. Like, what does the pillows have to do? You don't need pillows to hook up. You know what I mean? Like, you need pillows to like sit up against something. But so I really don't think they did. But now all the guys are getting ready to go golfing and Schwartz looks like he is going to die. Schwartz looks like I don't know how they did this. Like, I don't know how they rally. Because the way James and Schwartz ended up looking on this course, I was like, oh, I'm getting nauseous just thinking about it. I don't know how these people do it. I'm so impressed. Meanwhile, Lala, who's in the room with Sheena, gets flowers from Randall. And Sheena has to pretend that she doesn't care. I'm not a flower person, really. Rob, and then she goes in her confessional, Rob would never send me flowers because I hate flowers. If I got a bouquet of roses, I would be like, okay, #basic. Got it. I'm sure if Rob sent you flowers, you would hate it. Totally. And then Lala goes, okay, what would he give to you? And Sheena thinks about it and she goes, I don't like presents. Oh, I like affection. And haven't you also said that Rob doesn't like to kiss you too? Didn't you say that? Oh, interesting, Sheena. So I'm sorry, this isn't just editing. Sheena, I know you really want to just try to say it's editing. It's not. So then now we're golf. Jax tells the guys his James Kristen theory. And what's so confusing to me is who got the caption wrong? Because Tom thinks he says to James, did you hook up with Kristen last night? But the caption very clearly that they typed in, not just like the auto captions, is did you hang out with Kristen last night? And that is why James says, I mean, a little bit, but not really. And then they find it hilarious. They think it's so funny. But then at the reunion, Tom's like, I thought I said hooked up, but I guess I didn't. Like, yeah, you said, did you hang out? And so this one simple misunderstanding of a sentence turns into warfare, all out warfare. I actually feel so bad for James. I do. I'm like, leave him alone. He's like, I don't find her sexy at all. You're trying to make me feel smaller. He's so sweet. Poor little guy. So sweet. Look at James. Yeah. James Kennedy's just a sweetie pie. Such a sweetie pie. But I just feel so bad because he's like, well, I don't know what you guys are talking about. We did not hook up. Oh, okay. I hate when people tease me like that too. It's one of my least favorite senses of humor is teasing. I hate teasing. And like, why do they want it to be true so bad? Well, I mean, I guess I get why, because it's Kristen. Why would they not want that to be true? Sorry, I take it back. Of course they do. Okay, Ariana and Lala meet up with Brittany and Sheena. Brittany and Sheena had gotten massages. Lala thinks it's possible that Kristen and James hooked up, but Ariana's like, I really don't. Cut to Kristen butt-ass naked in the shower. She don't give a fuck. She's been working with this camera crew for long enough. They know her already. She is just naked, showering off. Like, I can't imagine being that free. I really can't. But Lala has a funny confessional, and I'm going to give it to her because the reason she thinks that this could be a possibility with Kristen and James is, as she says, once the dick has entered one of your holes, it's very easy to re-enter. That is unfortunately kind of true, isn't it? Especially when you're drunk. When you're drunk, it's like, we've done this already, and might as well. It's so true. It's very different when you've never once before, but if you've done it a million times, it's like, eh. One of my favorite products that I tell everyone about, and it might be a little embarrassing, but I don't care, Lumi Whole Body Deodorant. If you've been following me for a while, you've already heard this story 100 times. But I found Lumi, it found me, I should say, when I thought I had an STD due to an odor in the bikini area that was new. And I got this targeted ad that said whole body deodorant for pits, privates, and something else. But I was like, wait a minute, body odor in the bikini region. Why did I never think of that? So I impulse purchased the Lumi and I've never looked back. I personally prefer the deodorant stick, but they do also do a deodorant cream tube. It's a whole body formula, so you can use it behind your knees, where your elbows crease, wherever you get icky when it's hot. For example, I went out running errands last week when it was in the middle of the heat wave, and I was so sweaty and gross. And when I came home to get in the shower, I still smelled like toasted coconut everywhere. Okay. I use it under my boobs. And I've never had any irritation. It's never caused any sort of skin rash or anything like that. It is pH balanced for safe use below the belt, and it's baking soda free and paraben free. And apparently it can block odor for 72 hours, which is an insane thought. Please shower in that time frame if possible. But if you're at like a festival, that would be brilliant. I also have to use the Lumi body wash every time I shower. I showered at a friend's house recently and they didn't have Lumi body wash and I felt gross because Lumi body wash actually does control odor. And I love the clean tangerine, but they also do a lavender sage and unscented. But clean tangerine just makes me feel fresh as hell. So Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. So as a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code SHESPEAKS for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code SHESPEAKS at LumiDeodorant.com. When people talk about transitioning their wardrobes, I'm always like, what the hell are you talking about? But we are getting into cooler weather and I have just summer items. However, it's not going to be too hard because I've been shopping at Quince and they give you that timeless, high quality items you need, but at a fraction of the cost. Like I got a washable silk button up top. It's short sleeve, but I can sew throw one of their cashmere sweaters over it, get my jeans going. You know what I'm talking about? The best part is Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They also have sheets, towels. I just ordered some sheets. They arrive on Thursday. I'm actually very excited. I got 2 sets of their bamboo sheets because I just need to know if they really are comparable to another brand that is 2 times as expensive. I'll keep you posted on that. The thing is, Quince only works with factories that use the best fabrics and finishes, also safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. But because they work directly with the factories, they pass that savings on to us. They get rid of that middleman and they say, here you go. Here is the savings. So make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/she-speaks for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/she-speaks to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/she-speaks. Okay, so then now we're back to where we started the episode with Kristen and Katie and Stassi on the beach. And the way Kristen is offended over them not believing her is amazing. Of all, Kristen, Stassi goes, you realize there was an entire summer where you lied to us, right? And Kristen, oh, I'm sorry. Am I the devil? No, but you're just known for kind of notoriously lying about very big things involving hooking up and stuff. So you know, like, sorry. So then everyone else, sans James, comes to the beach. And before they even get all the way to where they're going to be setting up, she's yelling, all right, let's fucking talk right now. They're like, James admitted it. And then, oh God, oh God, oh God. As if that wasn't enough from this scene, this moment. Schwartz tells them that he ended up at a different resort the night before and got a ride back by the staff. And obviously Katie's like, that's not funny. Like something could have happened to you, because it's true. Like that's the other thing. It's not just like you, sure, maybe you could have tripped and fell, but it's like you being so drunk. It's like easy mark. You could have been jumped. You could have been, I don't know. It's just so bad. But of course he's like, chill, blah, blah. I was fine. Chill. Okay. Then Peter gets back to the room and tells James that he was the topic of convo, him and Kristen. And James is like, it didn't fucking happen, but he knows. He's like, Kristen is going to be livid. And Peter says she is, but she's livid at you now. And he's like, James is, it's funny. He doesn't really care about Kristen. I honestly, like, he really like doesn't care her opinion. He's just a little more concerned too with like, you know, it's seeming like that and all the guys thinking that. Then they go to dinner. Schwartz is still wasted, of course, and he leans over to Brittany and he goes, I want Chili's or Olive Garden. Brittany goes, oh, will you hush? We are at Catch and Playa del Carmen. You're talking about Chili's. I do agree, though. He's like, I don't need ceviche right now. I need a burger and fries. I need pasta. I need food. Because, okay, one time when I was at Soho House and we never got this, but they threw a whole manager appreciation like party, and we got so trashed and were so hungover, and they had already pre-ordered us like poke bowls for that day, and we were like, and we like rallied together and like, because we had to go, we were sitting in some seminar thing for like 3 days. And we like organized. I'm like, do you want pizza? Do we want pizza? So we just ordered some pizza because I'm like, I'm not eating a poke bowl right now. All right. I've been drinking. I basically slept for an hour. Yeah. I need major food. So Stassi leans over and tells Katie, God, you know, all these people on their phones, like texting and FaceTiming, like it makes me feel like I'm a bad partner. Well, it turns out Patrick, who went to fucking Amsterdam by himself, is mad because when she got to Mexico, she didn't text him right away. And now it's just going to be a fight anytime she talks to him. So she's like, I don't even want to talk to him. But what an asshole. God, I can't stand that ugly man. Now, Kristen is now stewing. She's sitting at the table like she's practically like rocking back, like front and back, like, ah. And Katie's attempting to calm her down, but you can you're like, oh, no. This is coming. So a couple of people make toasts like, oh, thank you for the trip, whatever. And then Kristen's like, all right. I wanted to say thank you to Jax. Happy birthday again, whatever. And James, thank you for saying that we hooked up last night. And then he's like, who said I said that? And Tom goes, you said something like maybe we hooked up a little bit, like whatever. And then Jax and Schwartz are all agreeing. Oh, yeah, no, we heard you say that. James's confessional is, Tom doesn't know what he's talking about. Schwartz can't even put a baby sentence together. And thirdly, Jack's pathetic old fucking fat tard, and they actually bleep that out. They bleep out that part, who can't do anything except cheat on his fat girlfriend. See, this is the thing with James. When you push him, he will say things that will ruin you, like hurt to the deepest root of your core. So, yeah, okay. Then he does that. I'm like, no, see, James, like, why'd you have to say fat? Why do you always say that too? Why is that your go-to? I guess he hasn't called Katie fat yet. That's next, right? That's season 7, right? James tells Kristen that like they just didn't hear it straight. And Kristen goes, oh, is there another way to take it? Did you hook up with Kristen? You're lucky I don't knock your ass out. Tom and Katie are like, stop saying that. Like, breathe. You're exactly the person I thought you were, you piece of shit. James, it's so interesting. He looks away, takes a deep breath, and then he looks back and goes, okay, fuck it. You know what, Kristen? I don't give a fuck. And Stassi goes, but you should, James. And then James goes, I don't give a fuck about your opinion either. And then this dumbass Kristen's like, I will knock your ass out. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I will knock your ass out. Okay, well, see, this kind of, that when she says stuff like that, it makes her very general, vague accusations against James a little less believable to me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want to get into it right now. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? I love when James goes, you're an attention seeker. I don't know why. That's like such an interesting read for that moment. You're such an attention seeker. Okay. But then Kristen throws her drink and it gets on Lala. But Kristen is trying to maintain her anger, but she knows she fucked up. So she throws the drink and she's throwing it at James. But then when Lala gets mad, Kristen mouths like, sorry. Like she mouths it like, ooh, sorry. But yeah, fuck you, James. But oh shit, sorry. So James and Lala walk away and James goes, white fucking trash, you pathetic, stupid whore. Christ. But then Kristen goes, there's the real James Kennedy. Now you all fucking see it. Literally everyone's like, no, Kristen, you just did that. You totally just did that. He didn't like. That is so Kristen in a nutshell. That was like her in the Valley this past season. Now we all said it about Michelle. Now we all said it. You're the only one talking right now. Oh my God. Lala's confessional is so embarrassing though, you guys. Throwing a drink is the lowest of low. I've shoved people to the ground because that's a fucking badass gangster move. Okay. All right. Is it a badass gangster move? What if someone were to have done it to you? What would you have done after that? I cannot with her. You were just sucking on a bubba. Nothing badass gangster about you anymore, girl. Oh my God, we're not even done with the Mexico trip. There is still more to the Mexico trip. So I just fucking love this season. Okay, I'll be back next week. Love you so much. Mean it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.